Welcome to Inside Out for empowering conversations that go beyond the rhetoric, looking instead at the underlying issues and the human being behind the name. We have spoken about social entrepreneurship and enterprise on various occasions, but decided to do something a little differently today. Instead of talking about the broader issues surrounding the social enterprises space, we'll be looking at three specific and very different social ventures. Let's go inside out on social enterprises. David Deeney and Andrew Levy are first to join us in studio. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
David, you founded this.
That's right.
What is the key idea?
Well, our mission is to empower learners in developing communities in South Africa with the skill of photography while promoting artistic self-expression and critical thinking through photography as a means for raising social awareness. And through that mission, we hope to generate really interesting content with the kids through very interactive photography workshops.
And what is your project called?
It's called Umuzi Photo Club.
And why that name in particular?
Well, Umuzi is Zulu for village. And to be honest, Google is the most amazing resource. And I just got onto Wikipedia and I just started looking for words that would really communicate what we're trying to do, and that's it. It's a village photography project.
Andrew, what inspired you to join the organization or the project?
I'm South African, and I think as a South African you really have to be aware, socially aware of what's going on in your country. And one of the biggest problems we have is the divide between the gifted and fortunate and the unfortunate and developing and developed. And Dave came to me one day and said, Andrew, this is what I'm doing. This is a project that I've thought about. Would you be interested? And I said, geez, let's do it. Let's get going, because it's very important as a South African to realize that the only way that we're going to better our society is if we get hands-on. And this is a very hands-on project.
David, why photography? Give us a sense of the background that led you to the point you are today.
Sure. Well, on top of being very, very passionate about photography, having been a photographer for years as a hobby, photography is a very, viral source of communication. It transcends, as Andrew likes to say, language barriers. And it's just a very effective form of communication. And at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is raise awareness around what are sometimes not ideal living situations, and photography is probably the best way to do that.
I think it's also quite raw as well, in terms of it just gives the facts and figures. There's no spicing with good and clever words. It just is what it is. And that's how you see it.
It's pretty honest, it really is.
Yeah.
Now you get children to take these pictures.
Yeah, that's the idea, is to take learners from different schools at different levels, ranging. We've done primary school, we've done high schools, and just see what they can give us and do with a camera in their hands. And the results have been remarkable from both the younger kids and the older kids. It's been a very interesting project in terms of how we've had to change the curriculum to suit the different types of kids, but at the end of the day, the pictures have been absolutely remarkable, and they blow us away each time we pick them up. And
where are these schools situated?
We've done 3 schools so far. The one was just outside of Lanseria. The other was in the heart of Soweto in Karabo in Naledi. And the other has been at Barnata High School in the middle of Hillbrow. So 3 very different situations, and really produced some interesting results.
David, how does this earn an income and sustain itself?
Well, that's a very interesting question, one that we're always discussing in our strategic meetings. But basically, the model is we run highly interactive, fun workshops with the kids where we teach them elements of photography, and they go out into the community and they shoot. And we found that we've actually given them good instruction, because the images, as Andrew said, have come out brilliantly. And at that stage, we have fundraising exhibitions, which we've done on 3 separate occasions. And at those fundraising exhibitions, we help our students realize not only the social value of their images, because patrons of the arts come out who maybe are unknowing to what it is like on a Sunday evening in Soweto, And so they're there to see the pictures and to buy images. And so we're facilitating the kids the ability to realize the economic value of their images as well. And so after we've collected donations, we identify a project at the school and fund it. So as long as we're running workshops, we're developing new content, having more exhibitions. For example, we're having an exhibition in London in the next several months, and then fund our schools.
Now, Andrew, we're talking about the photographs. I mean, this is really about the child, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What kind of development are you seeing in the children who are in your workshops and ultimately deliver this great picture?
It's a wonderful thing to see, because a lot of these kids come from backgrounds where they are not exposed to really expressing how they feel about certain situations and just getting the confidence within them. And we come on a Saturday morning bright and bubbly and really get these kids to speak out. I'm very in their faces, asking questions, where are you from, how are you doing, let's play, let's do this. It's very interactive, and at the end of the day, the kids are learning and also, I think, coming out of their shell slightly, confident and really aware of not only themselves but their society as well, because I think until you point out something to them, to kids, they're not actually aware that it's actually happening. And when you say, here's a camera, take pictures of things you don't like in your community, it really gets them thinking about things that they don't like in their community. And that's what we're trying to do at Umuzi.
David, before we close, I'm curious about your background. I'll come to you as well on this. But you're talking passionately about photography and the benefit and the impact in terms of young lives. What is your qualification and background? Where do you come from?
Geez, well, I'm from New York. I came here about 1.5 years ago, and I work in the financial industry. So this is something that we've conceived and that we implement on the weekends and when we're not at our desks at work, which is one of the big challenges. But as far as qualifications, on top of being just passionate about photography and development of education systems, I don't have many.
I would argue differently. Andrew?
I also work in the financial industry for a big private bank. So it is an interesting contrast for me to Monday to Friday work with some of the richest, most affluent people in the South African society, to Saturday and Sunday where you work with kids that barely have 3 meals a day to eat. In terms of qualifications and backgrounds, again, I'm also passionate about photography. I would say I'd like to call myself an amateur photographer. Don't know if my pictures lend to that, but yeah, I come from a commerce background as well.
How can people contribute? Give us a sense of how they can contribute and also where they could access you, your website perhaps.
Sure. They can contact us at umuziphotoclub@gmail.com. On our website, which is umuziphotoclub.blogspot.com, there is a number and a way to contact us. And we are looking to reach out to the community for a couple things. One, we're looking for talented photographers, people that think, not only photographers, that they can lend a hand from a professional level in our workshops. And also we're looking for people to donate any second-hand cameras that they don't have, that are completely obsolete to them, but to us have actually great value because they're amazing educational tools in our workshops.
David, Andrew, thank you very much and all the very best.
Thank you.
you.